And welcome back to another episode of the Fight Stars podcast. I'm your host, Madison. We got another special guest. And once again, I always say it every time because this podcast gets better and better with just amazing talent that comes in. He actually happens to be in Las Vegas for, I think, his next camp that's coming up. We got him all the way out. Well, Wichita, Kansas, right?
Oh, Olathe, Kansas. Yeah.
And you, but you live out in Los Angeles now, right?
Yeah.
We got Eric Priest in the house, everybody. Welcome, brother.
Thanks for having me, bro.
So you're out here in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
For your next camp?
Yeah, I'm training with Salas.
Yeah, he's great, man. I know him very well, and that gym, and Brian Mendoza, Marcelo Cornejo, a bunch of great fighters train out of there right now, man.
Hell yeah.
How's it been out here?
It's hot as hell, dude.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy to make weight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
The gym's already hot enough, you know?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, like, he's heated up. He's opened the windows.
Yeah, so when's your next fight coming up?
I'm announcing it tomorrow. Golden Boy is. So it's September 16th.
Nice.
In Los Angeles. So.
Congratulations.
Yeah. What's
it like being on Golden Boy? Because that was a really cool announcement to see on social media, and there's such a big promotion company.
Yeah, it was sweet. You know, it's like a childhood dream. You know, one of those things. You know, you see Oscar and all these guys growing up. Just legends, and it's cool to be a part of it, you know, now. How
did that come to be? Because you're now in your 10th professional fight, right? So far, right? You're 10-0?
10-0 right now.
10-0, and you signed you've done one fight under the promotion company, right?
Yeah.
How did that come to be? They just reached out, or?
Yeah, I got a call from a manager like one evening, and she was like, "Hey, you know, I think Golden Boy wants to sit down and talk with you a little bit," and you know, and next thing you know, it's like ball was rolling. We're already talking about, like, you know, negotiations, and then yeah, jumped part of the team. So it was cool. It was cool. I don't know. It feels right now. Like they're really great. You know, they're great at communicating. Eric, Oscar, all those guys. They're it's great. So
that's so cool, man. Yeah, they're a big promotion company. Obviously, Oscar De La Hoya, you know, he is who he is for everything that he's done in boxing. And you're 10-0 now, going for your 11th win. You still considered a prospect status now, or where are you at right now as far as your career, you would say?
I don't know. I feel like that's something for other people to, you know, to like choose for me. Like, you know, if he's not out of the prospect era, or not. But I don't know. I just see myself climbing the ladder right now, and just, you know, capturing victories and you know, turning heads.
Yeah,
you know, and like that's all that matters to me. Just one fight at a time.
Yeah, you have been turning heads. A lot of your victories have been by, you know, knockout or TKO, and it's been amazing to see. And also, you know, it's just funny because I found out about you. I think you were like 5-0. I happened to be at Hyde one night, and you were there celebrating your victory.
Oh,
and I saw Eric Priest. It was like 5-0 or 6-0 or something like that. I'm like, who is this guy? And that's actually how I found out about you. Was just randomly being out and seeing it. And then I followed your page and started seeing everything you're doing. And I'm like, oh, this dude's legit.
Yeah.
It's just randomly like that. I just happened to be out that night and I saw that. So
yeah, that was like literally right after my sixth fight, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was 6-0.
Yeah, something like that. And then like my buddy Callum, he was celebrating there as well. He was like 1-0 at his debut. So
yeah, that's how I came to find out about you.
Crazy.
And then I've been following your
buy more signs now, I guess.
Yeah. And you've been awesome, man. Just everything that you're doing. And then you're Korean, right?
I'm half Korean, half American.
Yeah. No, that's dope. Because I saw like you were doing like some awards. You were at like some awards ceremony recently.
Yeah,
right?
It's the Gold House Gala. It's like a just influential Asians kind of all collab, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. There's not a lot of like big Korean boxers in the game right now, right?
Not really. I mean, you got like Brandon Lee.
He's shout out to Brandon Lee. Yeah.
He's a beast. Yeah, he's a homie.
Yeah,
he's a stud. So like
he is.
Yeah, I mean, you got him, but besides that, it's like it's
so that's cool. It's kind of like you know, you're making some changes in the game, both of you guys, as far as, you know, being Korean Americans.
Trying to rep, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and you guys are both killers too.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And you come from, you said Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you how did you get into boxing? Like, how did this all start?
Oh man, so like my dad was a military guy, so like special operations and stuff like that. And so basically, I think he just wanted me and my brother to learn how to like throw a punch at a young age, and then eventually I kind of figured I had a knack for it. So I was doing a lot of like combat sports in general.
Okay.
Like wrestling and jiu-jitsu. kickboxing, that kind of stuff. Kind of just narrowed down eventually as I got older and just straight boxing.
Straight boxing.
Yeah, that's all she wrote.
Figured you got your hands going, right?
Yeah, I mean, plus I don't like getting kicked, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you ever transfer into MMA later on in life?
Shoot, honestly, maybe just for kicks.
Just for fun,
just to do it, you know. I like to fight, so I mean.
And then how did you make your transition from back home out to Los Angeles?
So I was actually in college. I went to a KU first semester.
Yeah.
And I was like, shoot, you know, at the time I was like competing in like the USA qualifiers and stuff like that, you know, trying to get ranked, trying to get on the USA team and all that, and ended up having a little bit of a jaw injury, taking a step back. And then was just like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go train out in LA. I'm gonna be a sparring partner for a lot of these guys and just try to get some work, get some looks in, you know. And then eventually I got noticed by, you know who Justin Fortune is?
Yes.
Yeah, so Justin Fortune's wife actually kind of took a notice in me and brought me in with like the Pacquiao camp.
Cool.
So then I got acquainted with like Freddie, and I was running with Manny and all this stuff. And from there, just like, you know, you got me fights and like, you know, pro debut, and just started stacking up wins. And then eventually like, I transferred to Churchill Boxing.
Yes. That's a cool gym.
Yeah, it's a great gym under Pedro. Pedro's a great trainer. So he really like rounded the edges on my movement and a lot of stuff I was working on. And yeah, it's kind of.
And you were doing the Hollywood Nights for a while too with the promotion company with Tom LaFleur.
Yeah, Tom Laffer. Yeah,
Laffer. Yeah.
They put on some good shows over there, and so just knocking people out, you know.
Yeah. And you just figured you're good at this sport, and that's just something that you just wanted to take, or because I've always seen like with fighters, it's like. It's so neat to see like that you find out that you have this skill, you know, this ability to like use your hands and move around the ring, and you're actually good at it, you know. So it's like, how did you know like this was going to be something that you could take to the next level?
You know, I've always like been athletic and stuff, but I think it just felt right. You know what I mean? Like even from a young age, like I didn't want to be like a firefighter. I didn't want to be like president or anything. I just wanted to fight people.
Yeah.
And I think as a younger kid, fighting was almost like an outlet for me. I think I was dealing with a lot of like confidence issues and stuff like that. But as I got older, it became just like, damn, like I'm fucking good at this, you know? And I just like, there's nothing more fulfilling to me than like, I think just dominating another human being. Like it's old school. Just like, you know, it's sweet. You know,
that's why I love boxing so much, because like it's just your hands, and it's like it is a sweet science, and how you move around the ring, and how you're careful with your jabs and your placements, just to set up, just to get his hands down to connect and stuff. So it's like that's why I love it so much. So that's cool, man. But how did you end up in Vegas now with camp here?
Just
team decision.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked to my manager. My dad's a big part of my career as well, and you know, we kind of wanted a different look. You know, it's just, you know, nothing, not that anything was going wrong.
No, for sure.
But there's always room to grow. There's always room for improvement, and there's different ways to do things. You know what I mean? Like, there's not like one set way on how to box.
I agree.
You know, like, so I think it's important. Like, you see like different styles even with like different cultures, like from like Filipinos to Russians to Americans. You know what I mean? So there's more ways to do it. Yeah. And I just wanted to get a different look and just kind of expand my knowledge and help me prepare. So
being a Solace is definitely going to help you prepare, man. He's a legend. He's worked with some of the biggest fighters, and that gym is always packed with just talent, and just the way they you know they work the gym, and how everyone gets their rounds and the sparring and all that. I'm there all the time. I love seeing it, man. Yeah, such a good competition out there too.
Yeah, and like you walk in there and like you see all these like fighters, and everybody's good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a pro gym.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you don't really have like too many clients or stuff, you know, distractions and whatnot. It's like everybody's there to work and get better. So you're surrounded by just like a bunch of dogs.
Are you gonna finish your camp out here the whole time?
I am, yeah.
And where'd you say your fight was at?
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They're supposed to announce it tomorrow, so hopefully
this will be out. This will be out right after, so don't worry.
Yeah, all right, sweet.
Yeah, do you know who your opponent is?
I do,
yeah. Is it step up in competition, obviously?
Yeah, he's 13-1.
Because your last guy was like 20-8, right?
Yeah, he was a vet. He took most of his loss. It was like in the last.
No, he is a vet though. Yeah.
He was a tough dude. Knew how to survive. You know.
I
think I broke his nose in the 5th. But he just kept going, you know, and it was
Right.
good for me to go the entire 8 rounds. You know, that's more rounds than I fought all last year.
That was your first 8-rounder?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this one will be 8 rounds as well.
So normally when you prepare for an 8-round fight, what do you do? Like 10 rounds of sparring, or how does that work with your training?
Depends, you know, like if you feel the need to, you know what I mean? So it honestly feels like depends on the fighter. Like some fighters like be like, oh, and I can just like, I want to get like a good 6 rounds. I always, I know I can, like, especially as fighters get older, I've noticed this, like fighters will be like, I don't need to take all my damage in sparring. I don't need to be going the whole 10, that kind of stuff to prepare. But me, like, I like to spar. I feel like there's no better way to prepare for a fight than by fighting. So I mean, yeah, I like to touch 8 a few times, maybe even further than that. I've sparred 12 rounds before.
And what about your conditioning? You do a lot of running right now, or you get your miles in?
Running, a lot of that stuff. I feel like running is more, it keeps my weight down.
Okay.
But I'm working with Tony Brady.
Okay.
As far as conditioning, he works same guy as Brian Mendoza.
Yeah.
Mario Barrios.
Yeah, you're locked in, man. You're very locked in.
So just getting in shape, getting strong.
And then what about dieting? Like, do you do the meal prepping, or do you just keep yourself consistent on just trying not to eat bad, or?
Yeah, I mean, just clean foods right now. I don't really have too much of a problem making weight. Just clean foods, and you just, like, starts like making the portion smaller. You know, there's no BS. No, you know, not cheating.
That's cool, man.
So that's honestly, I feel like that's the hardest part. You know,
is the food part?
Yeah, I mean, well, just like your first fight is against a scale,
right?
And then you actually fight.
Yeah.
Like,
they always say the first fight is always the weight, and after that, you know, it's smooth sailing. Hydration, get back up, and then go in the ring and do what you do.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, like right now, like my focus is more to prepare for my actual opponent. You know, his style, how he comes out, and whatnot, and you know.
Now I know you're gonna say the humble response, because you seem like a very humble dude, but where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Championship fights? Are you getting close to anything? Where do you want to just take your time moving up, or do you think you're getting close?
Shoot, I mean, well, the rate, like Golden Boy wants to push me out, and it's like, hey, like they're pushing me, you know, and it's good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get better. I mean, I'm not really trying to waste time in this, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of doing something if you're not trying to be the best at it? Yeah. So a few years, I want that strap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the plan. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
Is that something you always envisioned when you first started boxing? Was to be a champion?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not here to just be average or mediocre. I don't really understand. My brain doesn't process like just trying to just do something just to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
where does that come
be
from?
The best at it.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I feel like it was just like it feels just, I don't like wasting time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't like wasting time. And like life is really important to me. So I'm like, shoot, like minutes, hours, seconds, like days, like get to it. If you're gonna do something, you know, like I don't know, like moderation is for cowards.
And then are you someone that just trains 365, just keeping your body in shape the whole time?
Yeah.
You take breaks at all, or?
I've never gone in the last 6 years, unless I've had some terrible injury without working out. Right. You know, there's different levels to push yourself at, especially after a fight. You don't want to like keep pushing your body and peaking yourself, because you know it'd be stupid. But you definitely tone it back. But you know, it's focus on little. I mean, at the end of the day, like this is my vessel. This is my car. You know what I mean?
Money maker,
This is my vehicle that I'm in here. You know, so I'm like just get maximize like how well I take care of it. You know?
Yeah. That's very important. I always ask fighters that, because same answer, just all of them. It's like even after their fight, they got the itch to just get back in, you know, and just keep it going, just because they know where they're at and they know where they need to get to, you know. Yeah,
I mean, it's in your head. Like especially when you're fresh out of a fight, you're like, oh, like, you know, shit, I should have done this, I should have done that. But I think it's like also just important to like take a step back and reflect and just like calm yourself a little bit. It's okay to think about stuff, you know, but like nothing's gonna happen within the next like day or 2 days.
Do you ever watch tape of like any opponents that you come into fights, or do you study anybody?
Yeah, I definitely watch my opponent. But as a fight's coming up, I feel it'd be foolish not to. Yeah. Know what you're getting into, but there's a fine line between overanalyzing and just getting in your own head, and then also just, I don't know, just being prepared. Yeah. So believing in your abilities and knowing that you can handle it all, right? Yeah, I just be like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. Like, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, you know what I mean. And shit, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I'm like you're trying to hurt the guy. You know, it's not just like I'm not you know, not just trying to like dance around and figure out how to way to like just crack your blueprint. No,
Right.
I'm trying to like fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you
So,
look for the knockouts, or do you try to set it up and hope it comes, or is that something like right when you're going in, you're looking to kill?
No, I mean, I prefer to hit fast and prepare to hit hard.
Yeah.
And if knockout comes, it comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. So besides that, I just got to go out there and just do my thing every single time. And but I really am like trying to hurt the guy.
Yeah.
Like really genuinely. You know.
Yeah.
Some
Make a
people
statement.
This is not the amateurs. This is actually like, you know, if I don't hurt him, he's gonna hurt me. So.
How many amateur fights did you have?
70s.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's a
good
lot.
amount. Yeah.
And it's a lot different now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like amateur boxing has slowly, you know, decreased in popularity, and even, I mean, they're taking it out of the Olympics, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I can't believe that too. They're taking boxing out, which I don't understand. There's a lot of politics in the sport.
I think
obviously.
that's more why.
A lot of corruption and stuff, and just people always trying to take, which I notice in this game.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate for the up and coming fighters, the young kids that are loving this sport, but they, you know, it's like a goal to set. Like if you can get to the amateurs and possibly get to the Olympics and get a gold medal, like that's a cool goal to set before you turn pro, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's like you could do amateurs for a little bit and then you just hop right over into the pros without, you know, it's like, I feel like there's some steps you can take, you know, to get better just before you jump into the pros.
Yeah, I mean, because pros and amateurs, they're a completely different game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like when you're a pro, like really, like the only thing people respect is power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I mean, like, see, you're not really trying to win by points anyway. It's entertainment. People want to see blood. People want to see you get like somebody get knocked out.
Yeah, that's
kind of stuff,
that's
so.
it. They want to see a show. They want to see your dominance. You know, just like watching Terrence Crawford and Errol.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a crazy fight.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't expect that at all, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, neither did I. That's why I didn't bet on it. Everyone's asking me who you got, and I kept saying on every interview, I'm like, I'm not betting on this one, and I'm not picking a side because it could go either way.
Yeah.
It just happened that Bud just really established his dominance in that fight, man.
I could have just been Styles as well. You know, Styles make fights, and I think Bud's style is just dominant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
Earl hadn't seen like somebody that fast, you know, that strong with the jab and everything, you know.
Yeah, and just relentless, and his conditioning was great, and just the way he was moving, man, and it was cool to see, you know. Like I've always been a big fan of Bud and Errol, but that fight was just next level of just a high level competition in boxing, you know.
Yeah, he was loose in there, he's moving, doing his thing. So.
Are you a student of the game? Did you ever watch anybody growing up or recently that you like to follow or learn from?
Yeah,
I'm not talking about like maybe current, but maybe like some past fighters.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of Pacquiao, Mayweather, a lot of like just the greats and whatnot, you know what I mean? I feel like over time, like, my style has changed and developed. You kind of take pieces from different fighters and whatnot, and you try to learn things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is how he does this. And, you know, there's some good fighters even nowadays that are doing like really impressive stuff, like Bud.
Yes.
And those guys, like Shakur and those people. And they're fascinating to watch.
Yeah, Shakur's great.
He's amazing with his distance, his control.
Yes.
A lot of that kind of stuff. So I feel like there's different pieces you can take. But at the end of the day, it's like handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't copy somebody else's handwriting. You know what I mean? It's just going to be yours regardless. So that's how boxing is to me.
Yeah. What kind of style do you think you have though? Are you just fast with power or?
Elusive boxer puncher kind of person. A lot of people just like see my fights and be, oh, he goes forward, you know, or you know, like, that kind of stuff. Or I'm just trying to knock somebody out. No, really in sparring, most times I'm on my back foot. I'm moving a lot. Really trying to be fast, trying to fire off combinations like a Pacquiao.
Right.
You know, like
work on your game.
Combinations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it just happens to be in the fight that you had the opportunity to strike.
I saw a window and I just took it.
Yeah.
So, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there was a man, it was like 2 or 3 fights ago. You knocked this dude out like cold. It was on the Hollywood Nights card. I can't remember. It was like a black dude.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
It was like literally a year ago, I think, from a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like came out, had it, and it's crazy.
Man, yeah, he came out in that fight. He's firing off a lot. You know, he was out punching me a little bit, and I was just kind of taking my time. Okay, you know, it's like it was a 6-round fight, I think. You know, nothing was hurting at all, but I was like, okay, and then like, but he was squirmy, so I was kind of like holding, you know, just trying to maintain distance and stuff. And then eventually, he just walked right into the shot. I was like, oh shoot, okay. Like, and then he's on the floor, and I'm like, oh wait, what? Like, it's like, so yeah, I didn't really expect that, but
So yeah, so in a fight like that, yeah, he is scoring on you, right? And he's getting his touches on you, but you're moving around, you still got your mind right, carefully trying to set yourself up, right?
I'm still controlling the ring and doing that kind of stuff, but I'm just trying to get his timing down. I feel like that's like that's what the first round sometimes is for. Mm-hmm. Unless a guy just wants to bum rush you, and I'm prepared for that too. If somebody else will come out and start swinging at me, like, okay.
Well, I think you had like a crazy first round KO, like too, like. Well, I think like one of the first fights I watched yours, you knocked dude out in like the first round, I think, right?
Yeah, that was the fight right before that. It was like 19 seconds or something. Because the dude came out and we just exchanged jabs, and like my jab just caught him like straight. And I could see it in his eyes. He was like, "Whoa!"
And then strike.
Yeah, and I was like, just hop on him. Just threw like 15 punches in a row, and just stopped him. So
do you in like high pressure situations like that, can you still hear your corner and your coaches yelling at you?
Yeah, you learn to recognize the voice. I mean, just enough sparring and whatnot. But I for the most part, I'm pretty, I don't know. Sometimes I used to be very not loose in there. I used to be able to not hear a thing, it's just adrenaline and everything. But now I feel like I'm, especially in like fights that are longer and getting more comfortable in there, I'm pretty aware of my surroundings.
How do you learn that? Like, if you were going to tell a young fighter to like be present in the ring, how do you learn something like that? Is it just from experience, or do you know how to calm yourself down at all?
Focus, control your breathing. A lot of that kind of stuff. You're just being like present, kind of in the moment. That's the best way to do it. Don't be thinking about like the next round or this or that or what he's gonna do. Just like being your body.
Yeah.
Just be there for a second. And like trust yourself that you're gonna react the way that you need to. So that's kind of,
and that allows you to hear your coach and your team. And
it allows me just to be one with myself in that moment in time, and I can hear everything. I'm there. I'm not thinking about 1 second really ahead. I'm not thinking 1 second that just happened. I'm reacting to situations that are around me. I'm just present.
Nice. And do you practice like any meditation or yoga or any of that outside?
I definitely meditate.
Yeah.
More just I think it's just good for the mind. Just not even in boxing, but it definitely helps in fighting. You know what I mean? Just to learn to like come back to like a center and just breathe and that kind of stuff, and just calm like the mind, because the mind can get pretty loud every once in a while, even just in life in general.
Yeah.
And so I think that's I think it's good for anything.
It's the you just got your fight, you just won, you're excited, you're celebrating. What's the first thing you're eating?
Korean food.
Yeah. Korean barbecue?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, I love that stuff.
Yeah, right, dude. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's pretty clean too.
It
honestly.
is.
It's like usually just meat, rice, and
kimchi, which is really good for
kimchi,
you.
Yeah.
Great probiotics.
Yeah, seriously.
That's why I think Asian people are so thin and healthy, and like it's because it's good food, but it's also like not junk food. You know?
Yeah. Like there's not really too many preservatives and a lot of the stuff that they eat as well, and we get a lot of BS like that in the U.S.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
So much, it's crazy. Yeah, the dieting out here is nuts. But yeah, I would choose Korean barbecue all day too.
Yeah,
I actually just had some the other day. I was out in Florida, and I had some good Korean barbecue, man. But yeah, you could fill up on that and not feel like crap after.
Seriously, I actually hit a spot like when I first came out here. And like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I was like, dude, this is fire.
Yeah. And you can still make weight. And all that.
It's pretty clean. Yeah, for the most part. Just don't like stuff your face with it. But I was like, it's pretty good.
What does your family think of your boxing career and everything? What do they make of it when you first started to where you are right now?
I don't think my mom was the biggest fan, She's an immigrant from a different country. And so her views on kind of what you do with life, and it was just different. They raise kids up different in Korea. But then my dad, on the other hand, he was really supportive, and at this point I feel like the whole family's pretty proud, my brother included. And
it's just something you have to like really prove yourself to your mom to make her understand like you can actually have like a good career in this, because I kind of understand that, because like other cultures, they want doctors and lawyers or whatever, like the typical jobs, so it's like something you have to like kind of prove, like, hey mom, I can actually make something out of this.
I think at a younger age I was like, I'm gonna prove this. And I remember she was like, there's no way, what I mean? And it wasn't out of like her discouraging me. It was just like, this is just,
it's a crazy sport.
It's a crazy sport. I'm gonna hurt you people for a living. You know what I mean? I'm gonna like fight. It's so barbaric. You know what I mean? And, but as it's come to, like, I don't really try to prove anything to anybody.
Does she go to your fights?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
She's screaming. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, I'm trying to prove things to myself at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're at that stage in your life right now, and I mean, if people go back and just watch your highlight tape, like you've clearly shown the skill, even on your social media page, like all the training, you're in the lab every day, man.
Yeah.
Like this is your career, this is your job, this isn't a joke.
Yeah.
You can't play boxing, you know.
You can't. I mean, like, you will get hurt.
You really will.
And if you don't want to hurt people, you're gonna get hurt as well.
No, for sure, for sure. So I totally understand. But yeah, moms, you gotta just show them like
it's a mother's heart. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't like.
Then you find out she's your biggest fan, screaming.
Yeah,
for you.
I mean, it's all out of love at the end of the day, you know. But I didn't. This is the life I chose.
What else do you do other than boxing if you're not training or any of that?
I'm really like interested in like kind of like a little bit of a nerd. I'm kind of interested in a lot of like cryptocurrency stuff and like Web3.
Yeah.
Like my brother works in AI, so he's always like calling me on the phone and just getting me like.
Well, that's good.
That kind of stuff.
You could take things outside of your career, especially with the money you're going to be making and all that, and invest it in other things. So you have like a future outside of out of it. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people just don't really know what to do with like money or assets and this and that. And I really am trying to like expand my knowledge on that.
How old are you?
24.
Man, it's amazing, bro. Keep that up. Like every young fighter I have on here, I get so excited because they're all they see the bigger picture now. I don't think it was like that back in the day, or maybe it was. I don't know, but all you guys, you got great heads on your shoulders, thinking more than obviously boxing is the number one thing, but you're also thinking about other things too.
Yeah, I mean, boxing's first, obviously, and that's like that's the cow you're gonna cash. But I don't know. There's things to learn about the world, and like I feel like it's an education thing. I feel like there's like we should just not ever stop learning new stuff.
Do you travel?
Not as much as I would like to.
Yeah,
just so much training all the time.
But
yeah, one of these days I will.
And get around the world.
Yeah, I was actually I heard this thing. You know who Julian Edelman is?
Yes. Yeah.
So he trains. Yeah, he trains at Churchill.
He boxes too?
Well, yeah, kind of he's into it. Yeah.
No way.
And he said something. He was like, I didn't travel at all in my NFL career. So in the off season, he would go to wherever Tom Brady was because he just wanted to be there to catch a ball whenever he needed it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so he was talking about an upcoming Hawaii trip or something that he was having, and he was like. And we were all surprised. Like, you've never been to Hawaii, dude? Like, what? And he's like, no, I was always training. You know what I mean? So I think at a period of my life when boxing and stuff's over, then I'll be able to see the world, do whatever. I mean,
he's a great receiver, had multiple Super Bowls and multiple winning seasons with one of the best quarterbacks. So I guess there is something to say about that. Yeah. Just staying focused on that.
There's proof in that.
There's a lot of proof in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have your time.
Yeah.
You're only 24, you know? Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, with and going back to like the Web3, like Fight Stars, we're actually on the Web3. We help fighters like monetize their platform. Yeah. So I'm super interested. We'll talk more about that outside, but that's really cool. And your brother does that. You said he does AI, works with AI?
Yeah, so he kind of develops AI, actually. Yeah. So he owns like 6 businesses. It's hard for me to keep track. It's always changing. Yeah. You know, it's such a new space, anyways.
Tech is always like that. It's like if you have one thing, you're gonna have another, and just keep adding on with.
Yeah.
That, so
exactly.
And he's based out in LA.
He's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
A little tech hub.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I love that, man. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Eric Priest on Instagram. And then Eric Priest on Threads, Eric Priest on Twitter.
Yeah.
With 2 C's, the 1 C got taken, so I have to use 2.
No way.
Yeah. If you have anybody's username plugs, hit me up.
Yeah, let's get that fixed, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, are you and you stay pretty active on the social media with a lot of content you do.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been posting lately. I've really truly been like, people want to see like, oh, I'm grinding in silence and stuff like that. No, like, truly I haven't posted that much lately. But you know, as fights coming up and whatnot, definitely gonna be more active on there. And
yeah, we gotta build up the fight, man. Let everybody know.
Yeah, because like people were asking me, hey, when's your next fight? Like, you haven't posted anything in a minute. I'm like, all right, shoot, guys, I've been like changing camps, and you know, like,
I understand, yeah,
fighting and getting punched in the face, punching people in the face. So you know,
you got a little more focus on, you know, outside of that. But you're gonna make the announcement for the fight coming up, so
yeah, I'm real excited about that.
Another step up, and then another step up, and then we're getting closer to the championship fights, man.
That's the plan.
Man. Middleweight, right?
Yep.
Wow. You get to that level. Wow, man. It's just so cool.
I mean,
like,
I get stacked. It's a stacked weight class.
It's crazy, right?
You know, that of 154 to 168, I feel like is just
all killers.
Charlo's, Canelo, like like all those guys.
All killers, and it's crazy, man. Like boxing's in good hands right now. This whole year, this entire year has been nothing but like the biggest fights.
Yeah, and
I hope it continues on like for the rest of the year. I know we got. What do we have? We have Tyson Fury and Ngannou, which is kind of a crazy fight, anyways, just because of heavyweights. But
technically Tyson's retired.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they still has his belt, which I don't understand about that. Like the WBC, I guess because he makes a lot of money for him.
Is he gonna vacate it? Yeah,
I don't think he is. But we got Canelo, Charlo.
But this fight, yeah, I mean, I feel like everything kind of spurt from like the Garcia Gervonta fight.
Yeah,
like that was the first one, I think, you know, and then everybody's like, oh, the best starts fighting the best, you know, Earl, and then you get like Loma and Haney.
Yeah,
you know, people just like got this urge to make these big fights happen. That was pretty.
I just want to keep it going because I think Haney and Regis are about to fight coming up too, and
that'll be a good one.
Dude, it's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, Regis got some heavy hands.
Dude, he really does. Yeah. And
got that jab.
Unfortunate, his last fight, the guy he fought was just like jabbing and running backwards, like he wasn't trying to like actually fight him. He just didn't want to get hurt, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to knock out somebody that's just focused on not getting knocked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's not exciting, you know. Like, that's not what it is. Like, yeah, obviously you should have some, you know, command in the ring and move around, but like sometimes you just gotta fight, you know? You gotta have that dog in you.
Yeah.
If you're scared to get knocked out, you shouldn't be a boxer, you know?
Yeah, I mean, knockouts, that stuff happens, man. It's like you can't be scared of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just part of the sport. It's like somebody's scoring.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. And I always make the point, like, for you getting, you know, stepping in the ring, it's mad respect. And then as you get older and, you know, the bigger, the better fights, you know, it's like us as fans, we have to respect you guys and what you guys do for our entertainment value and you know, for like a Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, like we got to show our love for Errol because he lost his O in that fight and gave up his belts because of that fight, but he's still a warrior in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I was reading some comments actually on Instagram, like, you know, on like, you know, all the fight hubs and stuff. They're all posting this stuff. And people just, you know, roasting Earl and stuff like that. Oh, and then even like roasting like Derek James as a trainer and a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, like I understand, like you got to take accountability for like what happened, but shoot, I mean, Earl, he's a dog, man.
He's a dog.
He ate that punishment. He's kept going.
That's what I'm saying. Most
he would have
guys
got knocked out.
Most people would have been done in that fight.
Yeah,
and like it's, you know what I'm saying. Like they were calling Derek James the best trainer so far, and then Ryan Garcia joined his team, and they're calling, you know, Errol was in the top 10 pound for pound. All of a sudden he gets a loss, and now it's like he's out of the top 10, and he wasn't.
Derek James is a fraud.
That's you know like
some BS. There's some dudes like sitting around like eating Buffalo Wild Wings, like talking shit on fights. And like, bro, like what, like you know what I mean? It's a lot harder than it looks.
And just know there are people like me that like support that. So like in your head, as you're up in this game, like just know, like just be strong minded.
Yeah.
These dudes out here that never thrown a punch, never stepped in the ring, are gonna always come at you or come at whoever and say these silly things that make no sense. You know? Like, you have no idea what you're talking about, you know?
Honestly, I'm convinced that you just can't win with the internet.
It's true.
You just can't win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I love you. Let's hate you one day.
Yeah.
You know, it's
you need it to, like, build your brand and, like, really get yourself out there. But sometimes you just read these comments and you're like, dude, what is going on, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the sport, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, it's sports in general.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
It's like,
true.
He's like, just doesn't matter what you're doing. So always somebody out there is not going to like you, and somebody's just going to like you, so.
Yeah. So you're gonna make the announcement coming up, and then training for Solace in Solace's gym, right?
Yeah.
And you're staying out here in Vegas.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, in the hot sun.
Yeah.
120 degree weather.
That hit me out of nowhere. You know, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
it's brutal, bro.
I was like, sheesh, bro. Like,
yeah. It's cool to run in, like if you really want to get a sweat and some good sun. But other than that, I'm inside in the AC.
Even if you ran early in the morning, which I do, it's like, dude, I'm still freaking.
Yeah, it's in the 85
80s or 90s degrees.
Yeah,
you know?
It's crazy.
Like,
yeah. I've only been out here for like a year and a half, and I'm still just like, this is nuts, dude.
Where were you at before?
LA. I was in LA.
Okay.
Yeah. I was based out. I lived out in the valley. We had a boxing gym out there.
What gym?
Blue Moon Boxing.
Blue Moon, okay.
It's now called Showtime Fitness. Now they changed it.
Blue Moon. It's over
in Van Nuys. It was in Van Nuys.
Is that Buddy McGirt?
Buddy McGirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to. That's where we actually all this kind of started from. Was out of that gym.
Shoot, I started with one of those guys, John Beck.
Oh yeah, dude. John
Yeah.
Beck's a killer, man.
Yeah, I did a lot of rounds with him.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter.
He's a great fighter.
Yeah.
And it seems like nobody wants to fight him either.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But you might have to run into him one point, right?
You know, but I think with the same weight, right? 60,
Yeah.
60? Yeah.
Yeah, middleweight.
Yeah. How old is he?
I think he's got to be in his 30s, but
Yeah.
I would probably say like 33, 34.
Yeah, I feel like those like Russian or countries, like Kazakhstan, a lot of those places, they like, go pro late because they have these extensively long amateur careers.
Yeah, that was like Loma, I think, for a long time. He had a crazy long amateur career. You know? But
Loma, like Derevyanchenko, those guys all stuck in the amateurs pretty long.
Yeah. Well, man,
Crazy.
it was an honor. Like I said, like I've been following you for a long time. I'm a big fan of you. I've watched your abilities. I see what you do. I truly believe you're going to be a champion one day. I truly do. I'm not even trying to blow smoke, but I there's people that got it and you got it.
Appreciate
and the way
that.
you carry yourself on social media and a lot of the brand deals and the partnerships that you do, I love to see it, man.
Thank you, bro.
Like I really
Appreciate
think
that.
I'm glad people are like taking notice and believing in you and investing in you. Golden Boy is huge. I mean, it's Oscar De La Hoya and his entire company and what he does, you know.
Yeah.
So like I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you,
Keep
man.
that mentality going too and let's I can't wait to see you raise your belt up, man. Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Bet on it. So thank
And
you.
on that note, everybody stay tuned for the next episode. We got Eric Priest in the house. Thank you.